welcome back. I realized in the last video I never introduced myself. Hi, my name is Ashley and I am a dog mom. If you hear her snoring in the background, just know I can't help what Luna does. She just snores really loud. So in the last video, I spoke about loneliness, and I know that I got really emotional about it. But one thing that I want to bring up is that loneliness means something different to each person. Right now, loneliness for me doesn't mean I am alone. It just means that I feel like I'm missing community. And that might not be the case for you. You actually might feel really alone. You might really physically be alone. And that's not something that you're used to. And I'm just here to tell you that that is okay. One person's loneliness doesn't mean anything less than another person's. It means what's true for you in this moment, and that's all that matters. But one thing that I want to talk about with loneliness is presence. And you're probably thinking, presence? Oh, I know what that is. That means to be present. And you're right, it does. But can you really say that you're present in every single moment? And why I'm asking that is because I've been there. I have literally been in a conversation with someone where I don't hear a single word that they say. And I think we've all been in that moment too. Or maybe we've been on the receiving end of that moment, where we're talking to someone and you can really clearly see that they're not listening. And that's because we're not being present. So how does that relate to being lonely or feeling loneliness? Well, I didn't realize how much I felt loneliness until I started to understand myself, until I started to understand what being present with myself means. And it transformed my life. I spent 26 or 27 years of floating, of doing what I thought would make other people happy, or making choices that I thought were the right ones, but weren't actually aligned with who I am as a soul. And how did I get to 30? Because I'm 30, which I think I said in the last video. But anyways, how did I get to 30 and understand what being present means? Well, it started with me asking myself every single day before I reached for my phone in the morning, because I know we all do it, I'm still guilty of it. Before I reached for my phone, I would ask myself, what do I need today? And sometimes I would wake up and it would drop in right away. Or sometimes it would take like the whole morning before I figured it out. But by asking myself that every single day, I started to unpack who I really am and what I really need. And that is me being present with myself, with my consciousness, and with my body. Because sometimes I would get the answer, you don't need to work out today. And at first I was like, what do you mean I don't need to work out today? I work out like 6 days a week. What? And I realized if you don't listen to what your body tells you, it'll tell you in a different way. And that was a hard lesson for me, because I went through a lot of stomach problems because I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to listen that I need to rest. or I didn't want to listen, that maybe I shouldn't have that. And what I mean by that is maybe I shouldn't eat that. And the funny thing about that is every single time I went to go eat something or drink something that my body didn't want, I would always feel it right before I ate it. I would always get this funny, kind of bubbly feeling in my gut telling me, I don't think you should eat that, or I don't think you should drink that. But I wasn't present, so I just kind of wrote it off like, I'm gonna do what I want anyways. Was I not wanting to hear it? But I think we've also experienced in a lot of ways where we're kind of going through the motions in our life. Like, we have this routine where we wake up, we wash our face, we throw on some makeup, throw on our clothes for the day, and then go to sleep. We go about our day and go to sleep. And we wake up, we do it the next day. And how many of us can say, I know every single thing that I did today? Not just the major things, but I was completely aware of every choice that I made today. I can tell you not many. I'm only now getting to that point, and I've been practicing presence for 2 years now. So I know it's a struggle. But why it pairs hand in hand with loneliness is that you finally start to understand who you are and what you actually want. And that is the most power that you can have in this world, in this life. Because you then make decisions in your life based on what you actually want and not what anything outside of you wants for you. Not what marketing comes your way, not what people are telling you, not what information we get flooded with, but you get to decide and discern what is meant for you because you are present with yourself. That is the greatest gift you can give yourself. And I know we're going through this time, the holidays, that are, for some of us, really hard. It's hard for me, I'm not going to lie. I have things come up around the holidays or around my birthday that have been a real struggle to get through. I'm not gonna lie. The holidays are supposed to be a happy time, but they're not happy for some of us. And that's okay. It's okay to not have a good day. It's okay to maybe not want to get out of bed that day. It's okay. You're not alone. Sometimes we can feel lonely, but that doesn't mean that we're alone. But can we answer the question, why do I feel lonely? Where does that come from? How can I change that? And those questions are answered when you understand yourself, when you are present with yourself. And how I started practicing presence was actually thanks to my dog. I knew she came into my life for a reason, and not only to love someone outside of myself unconditionally, but also to receive unconditional love. She has taught me how to be present. And it started with me not taking my phone on a walk. And that seems so weird and so trivial, but I promise you, I started noticing so many things. I started noticing the smell of grass being cut. I started noticing little birds chirping, butterflies, which are my absolute favorite. I started noticing. I even started meeting my neighbors, which I'm not really extroverted like that. I don't go around saying like, "Oh my gosh, hi," in my day-to-day life. I mean, I'm very extroverted, but also I'm not at the same time. I'm not sure if you can identify with that, but I started meeting people, and it just created me being present with that moment. And I even play 10 minutes of uninterrupted playtime with her every single day. And that has transformed our relationship. And it's taught me how much patience I really have too. And with that, presence has changed my life and has made me understand where my loneliness comes from. So I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and I will see you next time. Feel free to drop what you guys want me to talk about. Bye.